ladies and gentlemen, to the round 10 edition of the Football Town Show. And first up in the Women's V-League, we have Ashburton taking on Ash Kelly's Richmond FC. And then Marcella Marquez will look to get back to her goal-scoring form against Sarah Richardson's Pascoe Vale. And then the Big Vipers and Jasmina Petich will look to get their season back on track against the lowly Heidelberg. Emily Southwell returns for Fitzroy FC in goals, and they take on an under-strength EFA Eagles to cap off the final game of the round. Taking a look at the men's clashes, Alistair Dunlop leads the way against Jose Vasquez's Albert Park FC, and then Breno Palladio returns from overseas duties for Pascoe Vale, taking on Lubomir Arakovic, who's leading the way in place of Vlado Zoric. Dino Redzepovic will look to get a rare win over the ladder-leading Vic Vipers, and then in the final clash of the night, Ashburton take on Matty Vedrosky's Hume. But before we look at all the men's action, let's join Jimmy Soufas for the women's league.
Let's have a look at the women's results from round 9, ladies and gentlemen. Melbourne Uni suffered their first defeat of the season to FC Richmond 3-0. Pascoe Vale slapped EFA Eagles 11-0. The Vipers returned to winning ways, winning 6-0 over Ashburton, and Fitzroy beat Heidelberg convincingly. Moving on to round 10, Ashburton take on Richmond in the first clash on the night, and it was Richmond who got off to the better start. Melinda Aloisio testing Mel Lum early, and it was from the resulting corner. Tina Vitakos' ball across the D found Aloisio herself, and she opened the scoring for her side. Barrett then found Izzy Saglam on the overlap, and she battled with Kelly for the ball before winning out and driving the ball past Clapham from range. A very good goal from Saglam to level the score. Aloisio then found Ashley Kelly, who drove the ball home. An absolutely brilliant strike, perhaps one of the goals of the week, and it was 2-1 to Richmond. Before a link up between Aloisio and Renly allowed a 3-1 lead for Richmond and a bit of breathing space. Kelly again then had a shot from distance, and it was poor goalkeeping from Lum which allowed Richmond to jump away to a 4-1 lead. Leah Barrett then had a 10-metre spot kick saved initially, hitting Clapham in the face, but it rolled into the empty net to keep Ashburton in the hunt. Barrett would definitely be a big part in the second half. Aloisio then found too much room as she forced a good save out of Lum again early on, and then it fell to Petresco, who had a shot saved before falling to Emma Gross as she pulled another goal back, and Ashburton were within one goal. Perhaps resting on their laurels, Richmond tried to fire things up. Aloisio forced another save out of Lum, and it fell to Kelly, who smashed the ball on her left foot past Lum for her hat-trick. Sakalaropoulos then had a terrible turnover converted by Leah Barrett, but it would never be enough. Richmond hanging on, win 5-4.
I'm here with Aziz Ernley from FC Richmond. Aziz, they really pushed you today, Ashburton. You jumped out to a good start, 4-1, but they never gave up and they pushed you right to the wire. Well-deserved 3 points for FC Richmond tonight.
That's it. We know that every game is not an easy game, so we come out every week playing the best that we can. And last time we did well against them, and they were missing a few key players, as it showed tonight.
You bring in a great inclusion today in Ashley King and got a hat-trick for you girls. I know she played a couple of games last year with Hume, and the manager Jeff Hawkins done a good recruitment. We're going to see more of Ashley because she played very well tonight for you girls.
Definitely. It took us a while to convince her to come down. She finally came down, scored 3 goals, so hopefully after that performance she's willing to come down more often.
Following the Richmond-Ashburton game, saw Pascoe Vale take on ladder leaders Melbourne Uni. Would it be possible for Melbourne to lose 2 straight games? We would have to wait and find out, and it was Pascoe Vale who opened things up with Chloe Dronoski forcing Frances Land into a good save early. But Nikki Cook would not be denied by Molly Borman at the other end, Cook opening the scoring with their first attempt on goal, and Melbourne Uni leading 1-0. A long throw from Frances Land found Natalie Chi, and then Letizia Samet found her way through 2 Pascoe Vale players, all too easily really, before finishing past Borman, and it was 2-0 to Melbourne Uni. Going into the second half, Dronoski had another early effort saved by Land, and she looked the only way they would score a goal before Tilly Ford hit the upright and Pascoe Vale started to pile on a bit more pressure. Samet then dribbled through and found Marquez, who had the ball on target. The deflection from Ford would not make a difference. It would be Marquez's goal. And then Marquez rounded Ford really easily before finding Grace Kim, who twisted Ford in and out, and it became 4-0, surely securing the result. A quick breakaway from a corner from Marquez made it 5-0 as she bagged her second of the game, and Melbourne Uni were really embarrassing Pascoe Vale. Sarah Richardson late in the game was left with too much room as she got a consolation for Pascoe Vale in the 5-1 defeat.
I'm here with the star keeper from Melbourne Uni, Frances Land. Another wonderful exhibition in goals by yourself, only conceding 1 goal. Going into the game was a big game against Pascoe Vale. Now you've got a little cushion at the top.
Yep.
So you really planned well to go into this game, didn't you?
Absolutely. You know, after the little speed bump last week, we knew that we had to pick it back up again today to keep that buffer. So with Richmond, they've still got a game in hand. If they win that, they're only 2 points behind. So we have to win every game now.
Early on, they really peppered your goals, and you pulled off some incredible saves. You've only conceded 12 goals through the season, playing 10 games. Why you're such a great keeper? Do you practice hard? Do you work hard on your game? Because I've never seen nothing like it here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. I train a lot. I play outdoor as well, which definitely helps because it's a much bigger goal to cover. So, but this is great for my reflexes. It's so much fun, and yeah, I just go out to play and have fun.
Next clash on the card saw Heidelberg taking on the Vic Vipers. Both sides in desperate need of 3 points and will be looking to pick them up tonight. The Vipers' Jasmina Petic had an early strike on goal, rattling the post, as she has done in the last few weeks. Jen Naboo then played in Tena Benoit, who opened the scoring for the Vipers as they had all the early running. A poor turnover from Dimitropoulos then allowed Petic another chance on goal. This time it was saved onto the crossbar as it looked like it just would not be her night in front of goal. Candace Salama with a poor clearance to Alif Elma, and she made no mistake finishing and levelling the score at 1-1. Salama looking for the ground to swallow her up. Benoit then had a crack and the Vipers just could not stop hitting the post as half-time rolled around and the scores were locked at 1-1. First gamer Bionette Good then had a chance to score, but she hit the post as well as this game looked like it was going to go right to the wire. Michelle Duffy then cut out a poor throw from Dimitropoulos and she made no mistake in finishing that one off to give the Vipers a 2-1 lead. But then they conceded straight after as Good had an open effort at the back post from a free kick. No one marking her, and the Vipers looked like they could have gone behind when Good had an effort saved by Salama. A terrible throw from Dimitropoulos again gifted Duffy another goal as she put the Vipers in front for a second time. And then to round it out, she saved the best till last as Duffy rattled it in off both posts. Finally the post working for the Vipers as they ran out 4-2 winners.
I'm here with Vic Viper star Michelle Duffy. What an intense game out there it was. It took you a while to shrug them off and you finally got the 3 crucial points that Vic Vipers needed.
Yeah, I don't know what happened tonight. We were missing our players. We only had one sub Tina had tonsillitis, so we didn't have our full team. We struggled a bit, but we got there in the end. 3 points, that's all that matters in the end.
Yeah, since crossing over the Vipers, the last few weeks you really come of age, Michelle. 2 hat-tricks, you're really fitting into Spiro's game plan, haven't you?
Yeah, and also I'm not just playing for myself, I'm playing for my sister on the sideline as well. So I'm playing for 2 players. She's a goal scorer, so I've got to pick up for the Duffy family.
Oh, Janine Aiden, what a cracker. Absolute stunner down the line. Hurling effort there from his arm. Kept out by Quaffo. That's a brilliant goal. What an introduction. He's only on the pitch for about 10 seconds. And he flicked it through the legs of John Italia. Ben Monteleone dinks it over Jimmy Brennan, and it's 3-0. Oh, Fuska. Lovely save by Digby.
Hi, I'm Ruby. You're watching the Football Town Show. Go Futsal!
The last game of the night saw AFA Eagles, who sat second bottom, take on informed Fitzroy, and on paper this game looked like it could be a blowout. It didn't start that way though, with Georgia Alberti squeezing the ball under Emily Southwell, and AFA Eagles took a shock 1-0 lead. Stephanie Otto though soon restored parry as she picked out Stacey Papadopoulos, who made no mistake with her finish, and the scores were back to 1-1. Otto then played in Mitkovsky, who had a long-range strike saved by Cartwright, and then Zoe Stamatopoulos almost beat Cartwright from distance going into the second half. They were locked at 1-1. And Alberti could have made it her second of the night before she hit the post. Papadopoulos did not make the same mistake from a corner. She put it away and gave her side a 2-1 lead, but they knew they would have to keep working hard. Elena Vadke won the ball and no one marked her once she had won it before putting it into the bottom corner for a 3-1 lead. Captain Julia Brown finished from a tight angle to round out the 4-1 win.
I'm here with one of the stars from Fitzroy FC, Elena Vadke. You girls a bit rusty today, would you say? It took you a while to shrug off the FA Eagles. You know, why did it take you such a while to shrug them off?
I don't know. We just had a slow start, but it showed that we were the better team and we worked as a team towards the end, so we got the result.
This season's been a more consistent season from you girls. You're rocking up every week and you're getting results.
Yeah, we've had more players this season, so I guess it's helping. Everyone's finished outdoor and we're able to play futsal, so yeah, it's getting our results.
Well, that wraps up the round 10 side of things, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at the results from round 10. Ashburton took it right up to Richmond, going down in a close one 5-4. Melbourne Uni slapped Pascoe Vale 5-1 in an unexpected result. The Vic Vipers got over Heidelberg with 2 late goals from Michelle Duffy, making it 4-2. And Fitzroy got over a stubborn EFA Eagles 4-1 in the end. Taking a look at the ladder now, it looks a little closer with Melbourne Uni sitting on 27 points, Richmond in second place on 22 with a game in hand, Fitzroy in third on 21, Pascoe Vale in fourth on 15 with a game in hand, the Vic Vipers in fifth on 11, Ashburton in sixth on 7, Heidelberg in seventh place with 6 points, and Heidelberg sitting dead last with just a 1 win. Now we take a look at the top goal scorers. Marcelo Marquez has 24, the league's best. Leticia Samad in second on 13, Illy Jacob on 10, Christine Duffy on 9, and Aziza Renly rounds out the top 5, also on 9. Taking a look at next week's clashes, the first game on the card will see Heidelberg FC take on FC Richmond. Melbourne Uni will then take on the struggling FA Eagles. Pascoe Vale will line up against arch rivals Vic Vipers, and Fitzroy will face off against the Green Machine, Ashburton. We now move over to the men's side of things, ladies and gentlemen, with Matt Montgomery.
Welcome viewers to the men's side of the Futbol Town Show. Let's have a look at all of the round 9 results. Metro, too good for Mickleham. Pascoe Vale over Hume. The Vipers in a close one over Fitzroy. And Albert Park succumbed to Ashburton. The first clash for round 10 saw Fitzroy try to keep pace with the top 2 teams as Albert Park looked to get their first win of the 2013-14 season. And to open up the scoring, Ange Fusca set up teammate and captain Alistair Dunlop for the 1-0 lead. Joel Silveria, who was impressed in his first few games for Fitzroy, danced the entire Albert Park squad and linked up for a 1-2 with Fusca for a 2-0 lead. Just when Fitzroy looked like they were going to run with the half, Andy Cow bobbed up with a strike on goal and it deflected off Fernando De Moraes, and Albert Park was soon back in the game. De Moraes made up for his earlier blunder by sending a delightful through ball to Alistair Dunlop, who teed up Ilhan Altuntas, who made it 3-1. And De Moraes was turning it on yet again with a brilliant individual performance to set up Fusca for his first of the game. Albert Park, desperate to save face on the scoreboard, looked to push on early on in the second half, and their number 17, Norris No, stepped up for his side to reduce the deficit. With their confidence up and the wind in their sails, Jose Vasquez set up George Pascalidis, defender getting forward for a rare strike to make the score 7-3. With Albert Park making a mini comeback, Fitzroy had to put on the afterburners, and the man to step up was, of course, always going to be De Moraes. Fitzroy had the confidence now, with De Moraes pulling the strings from the back. Every player got on the score sheet, and Joel Silveria was the beneficiary at the back post. Jeremy Ortiz holding off Jose Vasquez, freed up Ange Fusca, and he blasted in from range to cap off the 11-3 result.
I'm here with one of the stars from Fitzroy FC, Joel Silveira. Joel, comfortable win today. Was it easy out there today?
It was good. We played very well. It was good for us. We play good. Our team is. We congratulations for Albert Park. Congratulations for our team. It was good.
Matthew Lachowski! What a cracker of a goal. Reads the play, keeps the ball in down the line, cuts inside, beats the player. Simsek Okel with a big save. Player Sonny Malone completes his hat-trick. What a debut it's been. That's game over.
Dahani, lovely finish. Sam Dahani cracks one back for more.
Great save by Lorenzo De Paris again. That's a fine bit of play.
Hi, I'm Alicia. You're watching the Futbol Town Show. Go Futsal!
The next game on the card was quite a mismatch on paper as Pascoe Vale, the current champions, took on Mickleham FC. who were struggling to get their form at a consistent level all season, and it didn't start off well for all those in yellow as Robbie Armelini lashed onto a Johnny Tabarkovic through ball at the back post. Lucas Krul scored one of the goals of the week as he let a loose ball run past him and he wrong-footed keeper Steve Karsfine for 2-0. A well-intercepted sideball from Aaron Mazinovic reduced the deficit, and Mickleham were back in the game close to half-time, but a strike from Pascoval debutant Scott Rogan made sure that Pascoval went into half-time with a 3-goal lead. To kick off all the second half action, Lucas Krul got his second of the game, and then a long-range effort from keeper Steve Karsfine made sure that the lowly Mickleham stuck close to their more superior opponents. But try as Karsfine might, he couldn't inspire his side to stick close to Pascoval. Andre Carrode scoring an important goal, and Krul teed up Armelini for his second of the game. Playing for pride now, Mickleham's number 10 Igor Filipovic scored a thumper past Felipe Blay to boost his side's morale. Karsfine had a delightful throw over the top of the Pascoval defence, which fell onto the top of Ljubomir Rakovic's head for a late goal. And when Eric Quinn scored in the dying minutes of the game, it only made the scoreline 8-6. A respectable effort from Mickleham.
For me, it was one of the stars from Pascoval FC, Robert Amanili. Got the points, but a bit nervous towards the end there, 8-6. You know what? You had the keeper come on and then come off again, the new keeper. What happened there?
We did a good game. In that moment, I don't know, we caught 3 stupid goals. I don't know, we dropped a little bit, maybe because we thought the game was already won. So I don't know, we just dropped a little bit, we put the new keeper on.
Listen, you've been superb this season. You're always contributing to the team, setting up play, kicking goals. You're feeling comfortable now, Pascoval, aren't you?
Yeah, it's better. Now I'm feeling better than before. Of course, at the start was a little bit hard, the first games in a new team, but now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good, to be honest.
The next game on the card was by far and away the blockbuster of the round as the Big Vipers, the ladder leaders, took on Metropolitan, who was also sitting in the top 4. Metropolitan, looking to claim their first big scalp of the season, got off to the start they were after as Ali Radzepovic made it 1-0. It didn't take long for the Vipers to hit back. Adam Cooper and Maxi Avram linking up for the Vipers first to make it 1-1. The next run of play, an Alexander Stevanovic corner got through the legs of Christos Apostolakis. It was a rare mistake for the Vipers shot stopper, but Metro was soon in front. Ernie Simsek pounced on a loose ball, and his deflected strike fell to Alexander Stevanovic, who tapped in and made it a surprising 3-1 lead at the break. With the thought of their first loss of the season, the Vipers picked it up at the second half through Jason Barrientos, and he only made it a 1-goal deficit. And Maxi Avram got his second of the game, a thumping left foot strike to level the scores. Alex Kobo's long-range effort was saved by Christos Apostolakis, but in his second blunder of the game, he let go of the ball and Ali Radzepovic gifted Metro back the lead. Minutes away from a dream victory over the Vipers, Tomo Grigic turned it into a reality as he beat Apostolakis at the near post, giving the Vipers keeper a torrid time in goals. But Metro weren't done with the Vipers yet. Yuso Ulazilla had to get on the score sheet, not once, but twice late in the game to all but seal the 3 points. As Metro were now in dreamland leading 7-3. A late counter-attack led by Maxi Avram teed up Miguel Barrigos for his first of the game as he capped off the 7-4 result, the Vipers with their first loss of the season.
I'm here with one of the biggest stars in the V-League, JJ. You boys were up for it today. You came prepared, and from the outset, you didn't muck around, did you?
Nah, definitely not. Our defensive effort this week, last week, much better, much more improved. We know we can score. It's just a matter of keeping them out, and that's what we did today. I know it's hard to contain Cooper, Barrios brothers, and Miguel as well. They're a good side, so
3-1 up. They got to 3-3. I thought you were going to cave in, but this is a sign of a new Metropolitan. You pulled away and you looked better in the second half. Is that how you felt out there?
Definitely. You just saw us, even though it was 3-3, we know we could win it. We just had to just contain them and just hit him on the counter. That's what we're good at, and we did that perfectly. Execution, couldn't falter.
Final game for round 10 saw Ashburton and Hume FC, both 5th and 6th on the ladder respectively. The last time these two teams met, it was a thrilling 5-all draw with Ricky Castro scoring a late winner. Underperforming striker Adam Alisevic tucked away a brilliant header on the underside of the crossbar, and Hume shot into a 1-0 lead. Castro looked to level the scores, but Ryan Timmins was on hand to save, and Moe El-Gharabi's stunning free kick was saved brilliantly by Ryan Timmins, who had a stunning first half. Nejdet Sahin thumped his free kick past Dale Mavromatis, who got a hand to it, but the power was just too great to keep out. But to reduce the 2-0 deficit, George Michelli turned Sahin in the next run of play and got the better of Ryan Timmins as his ball just trickled over the line. With time ticking away, Hume was still happy to sit on their 1-goal lead, but Cesar Cisadeg saved a goal on the line. His deflection fell to Mikel Jota and he levelled the scores at 2-2. And there was more late drama to come as Ricky Castro came to the rescue of his side yet again in the dying seconds of the game. Ashburton came back from the dead to win 3-2.
I'm here with Ashburton star striker Ricardo Castro. Third time you've done it with seconds remaining. The other two were draws. This one was a win. Out of the three, which one feels the best? Obviously this one, is that right?
Yeah, 100%. This one feels the best. Didn't score all game, and then yeah, it's very fortunate for it to go in. That's it.
Halfway through the season, I think you're right up there for best and fairest and MVP. Why the change of Ricky Castro and the new Ricky Castro and the Ricky Castro we want to see at Futsalroos?
It's changes that I've done into my personal life outside of futsal, and yeah, so it's through church. Yeah, so I put it down to that, and I'm happy where I am. Good bunch of lads, and I've got the confidence back. You know, I'm a bit fitter as well, so that also helps. You know.
Well, there you go, ladies and gents. What a round 10 we had for the men's side of things. Let's take a look at all of the round 10 results. Fitzroy were way too good for Albert Park. Pascoe Vale just got over the line over a surprising Mickleham. The Vipers suffered their first loss to Metropolitan, and Ashburton, well, that man Ricky Castro has done it again, keeping his green machine afloat. Taking a look at the round 10 ladder standings, the Vipers are still on top of the ladder despite their first loss. They're 3 points above Pascoe Vale. Fitzroy and Metropolitan round out the top 4, while Ashburton are clear above Hume, Mickleham and Albert Park in the bottom 4. The race for the Golden Boot is also heating up as Ricky Castro continued his goal-scoring heroics for Ashburton. He finds himself in the lead on 17 goals, as the next 4 scorers, Ernie Simsek, Sofian Sufi, Yuso Yoladzilla and Adam Cooper all find themselves on 15 goals apiece. Taking a look at the clashes for next week's Football Town show, you can't miss Pascoe Vale and the Vipers. It is arguably the hottest clash on the V-League calendar. That's followed by Ashburton and Mickleham, Albert Park and Hume, and Metropolitan and Fitzroy to cap off an exciting round of futsal. As always, ladies and gents, thank you very much for joining us. Let's go to Goal of the Week.